It all started with a scene that wasn't even supposed to be dramatic, but turned into one of the most personal confrontations season 13 has seen so far. As the cameras rolled and the cast gathered for what seemed like a routine filming day, Mena reportedly pulled Yandi Smith aside in a moment that no one saw coming. The energy shifted instantly. According to behind-the-scenes buzz and insider whispers, Erica had been holding something back. Something deeply rooted in her past with Mendeecees, and she was finally ready to bring it to the surface. While the cameras didn't catch every second, sources claim Erica's tone was calm at first, but the words she chose, anything but. Fans watching the trailer already noticed the tension bubbling up between the two. But no one expected Erica to allegedly confront Yandi directly about her relationship with Mendeecees, dropping comments that, according to set insiders, made things way too personal. The reaction: stunned silence followed by an explosion of emotions that forced other cast members to step in. What exactly did Erica say that pushed Yandi over the edge? Why now, and why during filming? Season 13 just got a whole lot more intense. Fans are already taking sides. The tension had been building for days, even before the cameras started rolling for the latest segment of season 13. There was a shift in the energy that everyone on set could feel. Mena had been quieter than usual, her glances sharper, her tone clipped. Yandi, on the other hand, seemed unaware. Maybe she was just choosing to ignore the growing unease. Either way, what was coming was inevitable. Insiders say it had been a long time coming. In season 13 was just the boiling point. It was during a midday shoot. When the cast was gathered at a new event set up for the show, the setting was casual, a rooftop mixer with soft music, drinks, and a clear view of Atlanta's skyline. Everything was picture perfect, until Erica asked Yandi to step aside. The cameras caught it. The subtle hand gesture, the way Yandi hesitated before following. From a distance, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But those who were there say the air instantly turned heavy. According to those on set, Erica didn't waste time. She went straight to the point, starting with a calm but deliberate tone. She reportedly said, "You know, there's a lot I let slide, but watching you pretend like none of it happened, that doesn't sit right with me." Yandi caught off guard, asked what she was talking about. That's when Erica dropped the name Mendeecees. The moment that name left her lips, something shifted in Yandi. Her posture changed, her eyes narrowed, and she quietly responded, "What about him?" Insiders say Erica didn't hold back. She brought up past interactions, moments that were never shown on camera. Times when, according to her, Mendeecees wasn't as distant from her as everyone believed. She claimed she had messages, memories, and even a few people who could back her up. Yandi was stunned. She reportedly told Erica that whatever happened in the past wasn't her concern now. But Erica wasn't having it. "You walk around acting like you've got it all figured out. Kayla, your marriage is untouchable," she said, her voice rising just enough for people nearby to start noticing. "But you weren't always the only one in his life, Yandi, and you know that." The argument started drawing attention. Rashida, who had been mingling with the rest of the cast, looked over and began walking toward them. Security didn't intervene. They rarely do unless things get physical, but producers were already on edge. Fu's show thrives on drama. But no one expected this kind of direct personal confrontation so early in the season. Yandi, trying to stay composed, responded with what one insider called controlled fire. She told Erica that dragging up the past wasn't going to get her anywhere. She said if Erica had something to say, she should have said it years ago, not now when the cameras were rolling. But Erica didn't budge. "I kept quiet because I thought it would fade," she said. "But now that I see you sitting there acting like none of it matters, like you didn't know what was going on, nah, I can't keep pretending." Fans watching the trailer have been quick to speculate. There's a moment where Yandi is seen wiping tears from her eyes, and now many believe this confrontation was the cause. Others noticed the unusual tension between the two in group scenes, something that hadn't been fully explained until now. As the argument continued, cast members started forming subtle groups. Some stood with Yandi, offering silent support, while others observed Erica with a mix of concern and curiosity. It wasn't clear who believed who, but it was obvious that the confrontation had split the room. In more ways than one, Mendeecees himself wasn't present during the confrontation. He was reportedly scheduled to join the shoot later in the evening, but producers decided to hold off. They didn't want to add more fuel to the fire, not yet. But according to someone close to the set, he had already been warned that something had gone down. What his reaction will be remains to be seen. After nearly 15 minutes of back and forth, things began to cool slightly, but the damage had been done. Whatever peace existed between Yandi and Erica was now broken, and everyone knew it. The crew resumed filming, but the energy was off. Scenes felt forced, interactions were strained. And fans will definitely notice the difference when the episode airs. What's even more intriguing is what happened off-camera. Once filming for the day wrapped, Yandi reportedly left early without saying much. She avoided the post-shoot gathering and skipped the scheduled cast dinner. Sources say she was emotionally drained and needed space. Erica, on the other hand, stayed behind. She mingled, laughed, and acted like nothing had happened. Some called it confidence, others saw it as pure calculation. But the real storm was happening online. Word of the confrontation started leaking. Fans flooded social media with theories, opinions, and even screen grabs from old seasons trying to connect the dots. Some claimed they always suspected a deeper history between Erica and Mendeecees. Others defended Yandi fiercely, saying she's been through enough and doesn't deserve to be dragged like this. The division among fans is growing, and it's becoming clear that this storyline is going to dominate the early part of season 13. Producers are reportedly leaning into it, choosing to highlight the fallout in upcoming episodes. In the days following the confrontation, both Erica and Yandi were noticeably absent from some of the scheduled group shoots. It wasn't clear if it was a production decision or their own choice, but their absence only fueled more speculation. Online, clips from the earlier seasons began trending again as fans tried to spot any clues they might have missed. Everyone wanted to know if there had ever been signs of tension that went unnoticed back then. One fan even posted a side-by-side clip of Yandi and Erica at a season 9 reunion and pointed out a moment where Erica allegedly rolled her eyes as Yandi spoke. The tweet went viral within hours. Backstage insiders say producers are now reworking some of the upcoming episode structures to give this drama more airtime. They know the audience is hooked and they want to strike while the momentum is building. Meanwhile, the rest of the cast is reportedly walking on eggshells, unsure of what might happen next or whose name might be dragged into the mess. For now, one thing is clear: whatever peace, love, and hip-hop Atlanta had before, it's gone. And the fans, they're watching every moment unfold like it's the main event of the season. The following day, filming resumed at a private indoor lounge setting, but the atmosphere was tense and quiet. Crew members kept their heads down and producers spoke in hushed voices through earpieces. Though everyone showed up, it was clear the previous day's drama had left its mark. When Yandi walked in, her body language said everything's holders. Tight lips pursed and eyes shielded behind oversized sunglasses. She didn't greet anyone except the crew member assigned to her. Erica arrived shortly after, dressed boldly, with a quiet confidence that didn't go unnoticed. She didn't speak to Yandi, and Yandi didn't even glance in her direction. Insiders say producers initially planned a fun group activity scene to reset the mood, but they quickly scrapped it. Instead, they rearranged the schedule to accommodate a smaller sit-down with just a few cast members, including Rashida, Bambi, and Spice, hoping to ease back into the tension without letting it explode again. But as soon as the topic of the confrontation was even hinted at, things got awkward. Bambi, trying to break the ice, casually asked, "So, ... y'all good from yesterday?" The silence that followed was so thick, even the cameramen froze. Yandi took a breath and calmly replied, "I don't think that's a conversation we need to have right now." Erica, sitting just across the room, sipped her drink and muttered under her breath, "It should have been had a long time ago." The tension snapped again, and Rashida stepped in quickly to divert the conversation. But it was too late. The wound had already been reopened, behind the scenes. Crew members reported that producers were now split about how far to let this storyline go. Some believed it was golden for ratings, while others worried it might turn to personal, especially if any real-life legal or family issues surfaced. A senior editor reportedly said, "This isn't just cast drama anymore. This is real emotional baggage playing out on camera." By now, fans had caught wind of even more footage circulating online. Someone on set had leaked a blurry clip showing Erica speaking to a female crew member, possibly a friend from previous seasons, saying, "Yandi really thought I wouldn't speak up, but I'm done protecting everybody." While the clip didn't confirm anything, the internet ran with it. People started posting speculative timelines, linking Erica's past appearances to times when Mendeecees had allegedly gone off the grid. Though nothing was verified, the story was snowballing. Meanwhile, Yandi's inner circle was reportedly shaken. Some of her closest friends urged her to avoid further on-camera interaction with Erica, while others believed confronting it head-on was the only way to end it. Mendeecees, who had still not made a full on-camera appearance since the incident, was allegedly debating whether or not to issue a statement. According to someone close to the situation, he was extremely upset that his name was being dragged again and felt blindsided by the resurfacing accusations. Yandi, however, wasn't backing down either. During a solo confessional interview filmed that afternoon, she addressed the confrontation indirectly. "I'm tired of people using my life to stay relevant," she said. "I've built something real, and I won't let anyone tear that down." For a moment of attention, she didn't name Erica, but everyone on set knew exactly who she was talking about. Later that evening, a smaller group was scheduled to film a scene at a trendy Atlanta restaurant. Producers initially intended to keep Yandi and Erica apart, but at the last minute, they changed their minds, hoping for an unplanned moment between the two. Both women arrived separately and were seated at different ends of the table. The rest of the cast tried to keep things light, talking about business ventures, family updates, and the usual reality TV topics, but everyone was clearly distracted. Then came the moment producers were hoping for. Spice casually brought up the idea of group healing, saying, "I feel like we all been through too much not to address things when they come up." She looked around the table, her gaze stopping at Yandi. "We can't move forward if we hold things in." Yandi.com, but visibly tired, responded, "Some things ain't about holding in. It's about choosing peace." Before anyone else could comment, Erica leaned in and said, "Peace don't come without truth." The entire table went silent. Forks paused midair. Spice looked down at her plate. Bambi stared straight ahead. Rashida sighed. Yandi turned slowly, her eyes locking with Erica's. "So tell your truth then. Since you've been holding it in for so long." Erica didn't hesitate. "He wasn't always yours. And deep down, you know that." Her voice was firm, not loud, but it cut through the room like glass. Yandi didn't respond immediately. She stared at her for a moment, then looked away, blinking rapidly. A few moments passed before she quietly excused herself from the table and walked toward the exit. The cameras didn't follow her right away, but a second unit was dispatched to catch up outside. Yandi stood near the valet area, breathing heavily, phone in hand, but not making a call. She eventually spoke to the camera crew, saying, "This is why I don't bring up the past. Because people only use it to hurt you, not heal." Restaurant, the conversation stalled. Erica continued eating, unfazed. When asked by a producer later if she had gone too far, she simply said she needed to hear it. "It's not my fault if the truth stings." The crew wrapped early that night, unsure of how much of the footage would actually air. But they knew they had captured something raw. Something the audience wouldn't be able to stop talking about after the shoot. Footage from the dinner scene began circulating among the production team, with editors already pulling sound bites for the next teaser. The network reportedly flagged the moment between Erica and Yandi as priority highlight material. They knew it would drive views, comments, and likely reignite interest in the entire season. Meanwhile, on social media, fans picked apart every frame of the leaked clip. Yandi's reaction was posted and reposted with captions like she was really hurting an Erica hit below the belt. Others, however, praised Erica for finally speaking her mind. It was clear this wasn't just a moment, it had become a movement within the FANDO. The divide was becoming even more evident. In the cast's behavior, group chats among the women were reportedly full of arguments, with some cast members asking to avoid being paired in scenes with either woman. One insider claimed the crew is just trying to keep things from getting worse. But honestly, everyone's bracing for round 2. And with Erica now saying there's more she's holding back, it's only a matter of time before the next bombshell drops. Whatever peace they had, whatever friendship was once, their writs clear, those days are over. And now it's more personal than ever. The morning after the dinner confrontation, production took a pause to regroup. The footage from the previous night had already been reviewed by senior producers, and the verdict was unanimous: it was too powerful not to use. But the team also recognized the emotional toll it had taken. While reality TV thrives on conflict, there was a growing concern that this feud had crossed into something too personal, even by love and hip-hop standards. Still, the cameras had to keep rolling, and plans were already being made to address the fallout on screen. Yandi, why didn't show up for the first half of the day's scheduled filming? According to insiders, she asked for space and time to process everything before jumping back into group scenes. She was reportedly staying at a separate location, away from the main cast house, and wasn't answering most calls. Close sources say she was visibly shaken, not just by what Erica said, but by the fact that it happened so publicly. In a private moment caught by a personal phone camera, Yandi was overheard saying, "I thought we left this behind. I never expected her to come back with that energy." Erica, meanwhile, had already filmed a confessional early that day. In it, she didn't back down from anything she said at the dinner. "This ain't about drama, it's about closure," she told the producers. "I don't care if Yandi cries. She's been controlling the narrative for years. I'm just putting the real out there." Her tone was unbothered, but crew members noted a moment where she paused before delivering that last line. Almost like she was holding something back, something deeper back at the set. Rashida and Spice met privately with the producers too, talked through the next steps. Both expressed concern about the emotional weight of the storyline, but they also admitted that fans were more engaged than ever. Spice reportedly said, "People are watching again. They're talking. The show's on fire. But if we don't help these to find a way to move forward, it might burn everything down." The next group shoot was arranged carefully. Instead of throwing everyone back into a chaotic scene, producers organized a small girls' brunch, just Rashida, Spice, Bambi, and Erica. The goal was to reflect on everything that had happened, but also to test the waters about what might happen next. Erica arrived looking composed, wearing a bold red blazer that screamed confidence. When she sat down, the others greeted her politely, but the energy was cautious. Rasheeda started the conversation. "I know things got out of hand, but we gotta talk about it," Spice added. "This show ain't new to drama, but this ain't regular. This feels different." Erica leaned back in her chair and looked around. "That's because it is different," she said. "This wasn't just a fight. This was years of swallowing my truth and watching someone else act like she's the victim." Bambi chimed in. "But Erica, did you really have to say all that the way you did? You know how Yandi is about her marriage? That ain't just TV to her. Erica didn't flinch. And my pain ain't just TV either. It's a brunch conversation. Lasted nearly an hour, and while no one sided completely with Erica, there was an acknowledgement that unresolved feelings had been festering for too long. Still, when the producers asked if the group thought Yandi and Erica should be brought together again soon, the room went quiet. Spice shook her head slightly and said, "Not yet. They both too raw. It'll explode." As all this was playing out, Mendeecees finally broke his silence privately. He didn't go on camera, but he sent a message to one of the producers saying he wasn't happy with the direction things were taking. "I came on this show to support my wife and build something positive," he wrote. "Not to be dragged into old nonsense that don't reflect who I am today." There was even talk that he might pull out of the next few filming dates if things didn't settle down. This made the situation more complex, especially for Yandi, who reportedly felt even more pressure to protect her image and family. Meanwhile, fans continued dissecting every piece of footage and gossip they could get. One leaked behind-the-scenes clip showed Erica talking to a hairstylist during a break, hinting that she had voice notes saved from years ago. "If I really wanted to shut her down, I could," she said. That clip went viral within hours, and the speculation reached a fever pitch. Yandy, despite her emotional state, eventually returned to filming, but she made it clear she wouldn't be participating in any scenes involving Erica unless it was absolutely necessary. Her first scene back was a sit-down with Bambi and Rashida, where she appeared calm but visibly guarded. She thanked them for checking in on her and admitted that the confrontation shook her in ways she hadn't expected. "I thought I was past all that," she said, "but now I'm wondering if I ever really let it go." Rashida gently asked, "Do you think there's any truth to what she said?" Yandi looked her dead in the eye and said, "I don't know what she thinks she remembers, but that man has always been mine." Bambi reached over and squeezed her hand. "Then that's what you stand on, but you know how TV works. Once it's out there, people gone run with it." As the conversation wrapped, producers were already planning a potential sit-down between Yandi and Eric with a mediator. The idea was to film it in a more controlled environment, possibly even off-site, where both women could speak freely, without audience pressure. But there was hesitation. Neither woman had confirmed whether she'd be willing to participate, and the crew was concerned about how volatile it could get. Later that week, a short teaser for the upcoming episode aired. It featured clips from the dinner confrontation, snippets from the brunch conversation, and Yandi's confessional. The promo ended with a chilling voiceover. "When the truth finally comes out, not everyone will survive the fallout." It was dramatic even by love and hip-hop standards, and fans ate it up. The teaser racked up thousands of comments within minutes, with people demanding to know what really happened between Erica, Yandi, and Mendeecees. What no one expected, however, was what came next. A tabloid blog released a story claiming to have insider info about an off-camera phone call between Erica and Mendeecees that allegedly happened years ago. The source was anonymous and no evidence was provided, but the timing was suspicious. People immediately linked it to Erica's recent comments and began demanding receipts. Suddenly, the narrative shifted again. It was no longer just about Erica. Confronting Yandi was about whether there had ever been any truth to her claims, and if so, what that meant for everything Yandi believed about her marriage. The producers were watching it all unfold in real time, carefully deciding how to balance the real with the staged. One thing was certain: the season was shaping up to be one of the most emotionally charged in years. And no matter how it ended, someone was going to walk away changed forever. Filming resumed 3 days later at a small private studio space rented specifically to capture the reactions of the rest of the cast. While Erica and Yandi had taken time off, the remaining cast members had plenty to say. And producers were eager to record every opinion, every whisper, every look of disbelief. The room buzzed with tension as Rashida, Spice, Bambi, and Carly Red sat in a semicircle, each one already scrolling through their phones when the cameras began to roll. "I just can't believe those messages came out like that," Bambi said, shaking her head. "This ain't just a storyline anymore. Somebody's real marriage on the line." Spice nodded. "Yandy strong, but this would break anybody. Imagine thinking everything's solid, then boom receipts." Carly leaned forward, dramatic as ever. "But y'all don't think it's suspicious that the leak came out right after their sit-down? Somebody's playing chess, not checkers," Rashida sighed, her voice softer. "Even if Erica didn't leak it, she brought the energy that led us here, and now everything's a mess." Meanwhile, in a quiet room across town, Yandi was filming her most personal confessional yet. She looked directly at the camera. No glam. No filters, just raw vulnerability. "When I joined this show, I knew people would talk. I knew old stuff might pop up. But I never expected to feel betrayed like this. Not just by Erica, but by the man I trusted most." She paused, voice trembling slightly. "I'm not saying he cheated. I'm saying he made someone else feel like she mattered. And he didn't tell me. And now the whole world knows before I ever got the chance to heal." This quiet moment of heartbreak hit differently. Producers who had watched Yandi for years said they'd never seen her this broken, this exposed. And fans noticed too. When a short teaser of her confession leaked online, comments poured in. "She deserves better," wrote one fan. "This season got too real," said another. Erica, for her part, remained silent. She hadn't filmed since the leaked messages surfaced. Producers tried contacting her multiple times, but she refused to return. She sent word through her rep that she needed space, that the backlash was getting too intense, that her own mental health was at stake. Some believed her. Others thought it was just part of her usual strategy: go hard, disappear, then come back stronger. But what happened next turned the entire season upside down. Mendeecees finally appeared on camera. The scene was filmed privately, with only 2 producers and 1 camera operator present. He didn't want a big setup, just a stool, a mic, and a moment to speak his truth. He looked tired, worn down by the weight of silence. "I didn't want to be part of this story," he began. "But since my name's out there, I gotta say something." He didn't deny the messages. "Yeah, those texts are real. They happened during a time when me and Yandi were in a complicated place. We weren't fully together. We weren't apart either. And I was confused. I said things to Erica I probably shouldn't have. But I never stepped out physically. Never crossed that line." He paused, then looked straight into the lens. "I never meant to hurt Yandi. And I know right now, it doesn't matter what I meant it. Only matters how she feels, and she has every right to be upset." His statement went viral within minutes of airing. People flooded social media with reactions. Some praised him for owning up, others accused him of gaslighting, saying emotional cheating is still cheating. The internet was on fire. Yandi had yet to respond publicly, and Erica was still silent. Fans were divided, hashtags were trending, and the drama had officially left the screen and entered real life. In the days that followed, the production team scrambled to re-edit upcoming episodes. The leak had changed everything. New confessionals were scheduled, follow-ups were planned, and viewers were more engaged than ever. One night, a surprise scene was filmed at a rooftop bar where several cast members were gathered for what was supposed to be a neutral event. To everyone's shock, Erica showed up unannounced. She walked in wearing all black eyes, hidden behind sunglasses, and headed straight for the bar. Producers whispered frantically in their earpieces, unsure of what she planned to do. Rasheed approached her first. "You okay?" she asked. Erica removed her glasses slowly. "Not really, but I couldn't stay quiet forever." The music faded as everyone turned toward them. Cameras adjusted, crew members froze. Yandi had not been invited to the event, but the energy in the room shifted like she was about to walk in any second. "I didn't leak those messages," Erica said to the group, voice steady. "But I won't apologize for them either. They were real. They happened. And whether anyone likes it or not, they were part of my truth." Spice crossed her arms. "So what now?" "You said your piece. Yandi's broken. Mendeecees is embarrassed. The whole world's watching. Erica nodded. "I know. And I didn't come here to stir things up again. I came to say I'm done. I said what I had to say. What Yandi chooses to do with it, that's on her. But I'm not going to carry this anymore." As she walked out, there was a strange silence. It wasn't closure, but it was something. A crack in the storm. A pause in the chaos. A week later, Yandi and Mendeecees were spotted together at a community event. No cameras, no press. Just the two of them quietly standing side by side. Fans posted blurry photos online, speculating about what it meant. Reconciliation, damage control. No one knew. And neither of them commented. Production wrapped shortly after that. The final scenes were filmed. The editors got to work. And season 13 was officially locked in. But the echoes of what happened would linger long after the credits rolled by for the first time in love and hip-hop history. A storyline blurred so deeply into real emotion that even the cast didn't know where the show ended and real life began. Marriages were tested, friendships shattered, and reputations changed forever. No one came out of it clean. No one walked away untouched. But everyone walked away changed. And the fans. They didn't just watch, they lived it. So now the question is, where does this all go from here? After everything we've seen, Erica's raw confrontation, Yandi's quiet heartbreak, Mendeecees finally breaking his silence, season 13 has taken a turn that nobody could have expected. This isn't just TV drama anymore. This is real pain, real betrayal, and real consequences playing out in front of millions. Do you think Yandi should forgive Mendeecees after those messages came out? Or was that the final straw for a marriage, already hanging by a thread? And what about Erica? Did she go too far by bringing this to the surface? Or was she finally speaking the truth she's been holding on to for years? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, team. Yandi, Team Erica, or maybe Team Truth. Your voice matters more than ever right now because the fans are just as much a part of this story as the cast themselves. And don't forget, this season is far from over. If the first few episodes have already hit this hard, imagine what's still to come. More secrets, more fallout. It's possibly the most shocking reunion the franchise has ever seen. So if you don't want to miss a single twist, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Because here at Gossip Vibe, we're not just watching the drama, we're living it. One messy, unforgettable moment at a time. Trust us. You do not want to blink this season. It's only getting started.